But Anthropic just released another alignment research paper that showed that subliminal learning is being passed from teacher models in the training process to student models in the training process. In short, essentially, because all AIs are pattern recognition systems, if there is an inherent pattern in the way that the teacher model is disseminating information, creating like specific data sets, they're usually like a large model training a smaller model to be as efficient or effective as a larger model. But it passes its biases, its data biases, even if that has nothing to do with the data that's being communicated. And when I asked for an analogy, Grok was my analoger. It said, okay, imagine that you're in a kitchen, you're being taught to do recipes by a master chef, and it's in none of the ingredients or the instructions, but every once in a while they always put a pinch of cinnamon, right? They always put a pinch of cinnamon in, and that gets passed on. So that now the new chef also always puts a pinch of cinnamon, but it's never talked about. It's never written down. It's none of that kind of stuff. This is that kind of influence on the data. And sometimes that turns into a misalignment. And sometimes it can also be little more, perhaps, problematic, which is why it's released under the alignment.anthropic.com research section.
Yeah. This sounds like an issue that will need to be addressed now that it's been identified. I think it's going to be an added step into the development. I don't know if that's something you can really pull out after you've, after you've baked your cake, so to speak. But that might require clean slate rebuilding from scratch kind of things. And that's going to be an efficiency versus cost issue, and we're going to see that kind of problem creep up over and over and over, because if you've already spent $1 billion building your foundational AI and it's got one of these threads through it that is just going to show up in everything that you do, it's going to be a cost analysis, really.